draw. This will definitely make Rachel Maddow think twice about the type of stuff she does.
You got it. You got it. And you know what? That's exactly the signal. They are accountable for it, and justice is going to send that the best way, Alex. So all of your listeners listening right now, maybe they're in situations like this too. Look, just because we're right and just because we have the truth does not mean that you fall down and play victim to, or allow them to play the victim to what you're doing. There's a time where you have to stand up and do something again. Bradley and our mission with sonsoflibertyradio.com is to reach this next generation. We don't want them to look at us as, conservatives, as people of faith, as people that have morals and values that believe in the Constitution, as a bunch of weaklings that weren't willing to stand up for the next generation. Bradley's done a great job of doing that. You saw it through the Capitol Prayer. You can see all the footage of that at sonsoflibertyradio.com. But we need to stand up for those things, as you are, Alex, and your radio show and all of your new ventures that you're into. We applaud you as well.
Well, all I know is that they want to keep the debate off into these distractions and diversions and playing us off against each other. And you've got to sue her, I guess, because, you guys didn't say this. You were quoting somebody else and making a point. And why doesn't Rachel Maddow talk about what the radical Muslims said instead of lying and saying that Christians did it? And there's one issue I think you should make front and center in all of this that I would use this as a platform to also point out that they got banker bailout money and say, and we want this money to come from Rachel Maddow herself and the executives, not from just more American taxpayer money. That's another way to point out they're arrogant, and because, media wouldn't allow this in the past because they've got White House backing and George Soros backing, and that's admitted. They're in a war. Vanity Fair 5 years ago wouldn't print an article saying that the Where's the Birth Certificate had been recalled when it hadn't been and when they knew it hadn't been, unless they were desperate. They're really trying to play their mafia tactics against us. As this, I hope she enjoys the depositions. I hope she enjoys it all. I hope the executives over there enjoy it, because even if they beat the rap, they're not going to beat the ride. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to speaking to you again very, very soon.
Thanks for having us, Alex.
You bet. And we'll watch this. Thank you. We'll watch this as it unfolds. Yeah, saying that someone is calling for killing people is their favorite tactic. I've played the clips here where they take out of context what I said about the Founding Fathers and the Second Amendment, what Ron Paul said, and then they said that we were calling for violence. Anyone who knows the show knows that we're calling for the opposite of that. We're trying to fix things peacefully. And we're against the violence of the state trying to force us to, to take part in all of their corruption. Now, I want to go back to Sarah in Kentucky. Sarah specifically, because I'm always ranting and raving and interrupting, whenever somebody mentions a subject. Go back into this. So you guys we're doing a contract for Hewlett-Packard with FEMA. You got into their purchase orders for emergency relocation centers. I pointed out that stuff's actually come out in the news separately with their internment specialist and new camps. They just don't call them concentration camps. They go, there are no camps, kooks. There's emergency relocation centers. And we have the Emergency Relocation Act. And they play these games. But they've been maneuvering us towards economic collapse. So the crisis of dependent, non-self-sufficient people is so bad, they can really break our back and bring us into total communitarianism and Agenda 21. So recap exactly what these documents said and what you saw.
Now, I didn't read a whole lot of it. He was on there, and, it's kind of confusing because it's tiny, but it basically goes through each individual bid. It's just a whole long list of bids, and they were for different locations, all of them in the southeastern part of the United States, and we counted up as many as we could, and there were about 35 different centers. It wasn't like, here's a link for this or a link for that. It was just basically a straight line bid. There's a bid out for this, there's a bid out for that. And it was scary to look at because he didn't even want to tell me about it. He knows I listen to you. He knows I've watched Endgame. He watched Camp FEMA with me, and so he didn't even want to tell me about it.
And what is his view of this? I guess if they come to pick up us and our families, I guess the American people will have American flags out and spit on patriots. Maybe Ron Paul will be in chains, and they'll I mean, is that, I guess America would go along with that, or?
I don't know what his view on it is, to be honest. I know that he's waking up. He's not really all the way there. He's not as enthusiastic and as sure about it as I am. I've kind of been breaking him in. And
now, again, you were in an internal bid system as contractors and were able to see this. Quite a few of those have leaked out. We need more folks to publish those and go public. You had something else to add?
Well, I was going to also add that I work for public health in Kentucky, and we've got a major immigration program going on where we're bringing in hundreds of refugees from Malaysia.
Yeah, I know. It's incredible. We'll be right back.
The largest part of gaining radiant health is detoxification. You can drink ionized water, cleanse your intestines, eat a perfect diet, and even take lots of quality supplements, and in many instances only make minimal progress. What is the key to detoxifying your body of mercury, heavy metals, chemicals, and drugs? It is glutathione. Glutathione is the master antioxidant used to detoxify your entire body. It stops free radicals, keeps cells young, and reduces inflammation. One World Whey protein powder may be able to raise your glutathione production by 64% or more. One World Whey is more effective than any other whey protein powder on the market because it is unheated and from grass-fed cows. All other, quote, cold-processed whey protein powders have been heated and damaged by 15% or more. One World Whey comes in 3 delicious flavors. Call 888-988-3325. That's 888-988-3325. Or visit oneworldwhey.com. That's oneworld.com.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Big Berkey water filters are in high demand. Storable foods are also in high demand. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has always kept our focus on the Berkey water filter products. But increasingly, our customers have been asking for storable foods. After months of research, BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com now offers great tasting, long-lasting, storable foods. These ready-to-eat meals are packed in airtight nitrogen pouches. All you do is just add water. And because they're sealed so well, they come with a 25-year shelf life. Combine our Berkey water filters, which are powerful enough to purify treated, untreated, or even stagnant pond water with our storable foods, and you have a winning combination. Remember, we offer free shipping on every order over $50, and GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com or call 877-99-BERKEY. That's BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com or call 877-99-BERKEY today.
All right, I'm going to jam in some more calls in this segment, and the main radio show ends. We'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're going to continue for 30 minutes into the next hour, though, for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers and folks listening on the internet to the audio streams. And I wanted to air this in the main show, but computer issues, it wasn't done encoding this special report. It's going to be up on Infowars.com in a few hours on YouTube. We're going to premiere it for PrisonPlanet.tv members coming up. It's titled Genetic Armageddon. Genetic Armageddon. Humanity's greatest threat. And it's 15 minutes long, and I cannot describe to you how important this is. You know, that's what's frustrating, and why I got mad at Glenn Beck, because I want to believe in Glenn Beck. I mean, I promote Lou Dobbs. He's not perfect. Judge Napolitano, because they're the same year to year, like Ron Paul. I mean, that's what they're real. I don't even have to totally agree with somebody on every issue. I do with Ron Paul. as long as you're real and are a good person. I don't want to get off into Glenn Beck. It's just that we sent him emails, we sent him packages, the purchase orders for the camps, the admissions, the Rex 84 congressional hearings. I know folks in his organization did see it, I was told. I sent a letter to Beck, and I was told by another Fox News host, he got mad. It was that public letter, but an open letter to Glenn Beck where I was really heartfelt and said, don't be a traitor. Maybe you're ignorant. Supposedly, he got really angry by it. And he came out and said FEMA camps aren't real after building it up for a month saying it wasn't. Saying it was real. And then I've got the Houston Chronicle on it. I've got the Wall Street Journal. I've got the purchase orders. And, it's not funny. I've been to urban warfare drills 12 years ago where they practiced to take our guns in America. This isn't a game. And it's public the troops are training to take guns. 2 years ago, the Army Times had a quote saying Northcom is preparing to pull triggers on Americans. Read the John Warner Defense Authorization Act. Look at what's happening. This isn't a game. We're all in danger. Our children, our future. Every time I look at my children, my blood boils. Because they're innocent, they're good, they're sweet, they're loving, and the whole world wants to wreck their innocence and wreck their future and wreck your children's future. And it's the naivete. It's not even the evil that's destroying our world. As Thomas Jefferson said, it's not the evil. It's that good men do nothing. And you've got to start respecting yourself. I am not even that smart. I am not the best there is. But I'm somebody who's ready to fight, ready to get involved. I don't care what people think about me. I don't care what people say about me or make fun of me or attack me or lie about me at the end of the day, because I know I'm right and I'm on a mission to expose these criminals. And if you don't have chills running up and down the back of your spine out there at the things that are happening, you don't have any type of common sense or any type of survival instinct and no discernment. And if you think of fighting tyranny as a hassle, it's not a hassle. It's an absolute compulsion to not want to be a slave and to see tyranny as a threat and to instinctively be threatened by it. Tyranny, as I've said 100 times, doesn't just sit at one spot. It either gets worse or it gets reversed. It either is on its heels or it's coming down like a hurricane. And government is a dangerous servant, a fearful master, like fire, as George Washington said. God love him. And we are repeating history right now. We are repeating history right now. Oh, you think it's corny to love George Washington? You don't know about George Washington and Andrew Jackson, who weren't perfect men, but they were real, folks. And they did love freedom, and they did care about the idea of liberty. George Washington was offered to be king, and he said, I don't want that. I want to go to my farm. That's the kind of leaders we need. People that take the responsibility of leadership because they care about people, not because they're a bunch of preening, control freak scum who get off on committing crime. The globalists enjoy running us into the ground. They enjoy hiring criminals. They enjoy dominating. They're a bunch of scum, and it's time for real men and women to stand up and defeat them. This main broadcast is over. We'll be back, PrisonPlanet.tv, only in 60 seconds.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
A very wealthy U.S. citizen is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He says it will change everything about our lives. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your own family. Now, this man has made some outrageous predictions over the years. The crazy part is, he's usually right. You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com.
Coast to coast, direct from Austin. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
All right, here's some of the insane news It's all up at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com, as well as Drudge, DrudgeReport.com. New Hampshire activists head